Welcome to the Pauper Gauntlet. I'm Dan. This is brought to you by MTG Tickets. We're in Season 3, Round 3, and I am playing Pestilence Control from the Pauper Rogue Cup. Here we go. The opponent is Burriteri. I want to play first. I have some lands. The house guard is a bit tricky. What do you go for? I think I can keep this. Do I actually play the house guard with Dark Ritual? Doesn't seem very strong. But I am cycling the Baron more here. Even though it is my 4th mana. Because I will draw another swamp. I have 21. Uh-oh. Island has been played. So he's thinking I am mono black control now. Which I'm not. So what do I do here? I'm thinking Dark Ritualing out this guy is interesting. Steel Wall is of course the play here, I think. So now I have a creature for the Pestilence, and then I can resolve the Pestilence next turn perhaps. God, I hope it's not Delver. Maybe Delver is a fantastic matchup. No Cloud of Fairies, please. We can't play Pestilence into 2 open mana. But that's an expedition map. Which means it's some sort of Tron deck. So now I have the chance to land the Pestilence. But I don't have anything backing it up. And I don't have a clock. So House Guard. Transmute House Guard. What can we get for the House Guards? No, I think we have to land Pestilence here. And then play Organic House Guard next turn. And now we have pretty good protection against any Cloud of Fairies shenanigans. I think it's time to stand up. So I expect like an Izzet deck which tries to abuse Cloud of Fairies. That is what I'm expecting. Am I right? Only time will tell. I fully expect an Ursa land here. So he has Fear. And we can sacrifice another creature to regenerate him. But it's not as good on powering the wall like powering Pestilence like Steel Wall is. Wow! I did not expect that. So now I'm losing my Pestilence. And I have to transmute this for Pestilence. That doesn't feel very good. But it's my card. So now I have just the Pestilence against the full power of Izzet Tron. Not the best spot to be in. And it's not in the sideboard plan. Combo decks, creatureless combo decks, but this is not a creatureless combo deck. It's not in the sideboard plan. Alright. So he will have whatever mana he wants. And I will have problems. Read the Bones sounds pretty good to me. One problem is that he has counter spells. I'm gonna bottom these two. I get another two. Well, my corrupts are gonna be huge. I play 3. So I fully expect him to play Cloud of Fairies, but Tendrils is not the way out. Duress is. Spellbomb is. Oh god, that card! The death of all black decks. And I'm not gonna sacrifice my Pestilence just to get rid of a Muldrifter. Do you still hear me? Yes, you do. Checking sound. Well, I guess I could take the life. Or do I need Tendrils to get rid of like Crushers and crap? And he can flicker it, so no, I need to get the 2 for 1. He has 8 cards in his hand. Well, he's gonna do something. He's gonna play Expedition Map. He's going to use it. Getting a mountain. No Crusher this turn. Meaning that I will actually get to Tendrils mana for Crusher. Just another Muldrifter. So now... And he can't flicker these guys. So do I just Pestilence them now? Or maybe I need to keep Pestilence for to get rid of Cloud of Fairies. How is that going to happen? Okay, I'm gonna get rid of one of them. This may be a long match as well. So better beware the clock. He plays an Urza's Tower, so Rolling Thunder is a real danger. And only needs this one counter spell to stop the Crusher kill. But it's a Seagate Oracle. Wow. It could be that freed combo deck as well. With freed from the reel. Look at that. Wall of Tanglecord. Now Pestilence would be fun. Can he really kill this wall? He doesn't have 2 red. Or should I keep up Tendrils? No, I'm going to play Pestilence. And Pestilence for 2. On my turn, so he can't Flame Slash, but he is condescending it. He's mana leaking it even. Okay, so now we know the nature of his counterspells. And we are all trying to protect ourselves with 1 Tendrils. That's what we have. We lost 2 Pestilences. We only have 2 left. I'll feel horribly outmatched here. Wall of Tanglecord gains reach. How nice would that be? But no green mana for us. Flicker. No impulse. Saving these Tendrils for a Crusher or a emergency protection or a Fairies. Comes the Steel Wall. Yay! Protected by walls. Those guys do not protect against the Muldrifters. He's digging deep today. Picked to death by Muldrifter. Still waiting for Cloud of Fairies. Tendrils and Snuff Out is our only instant removal. There's a Crusher. We have mana leak protection, so I think I'm gonna try to remove it. Nice. Is there any reason to play this wall? He says, and plays it. Think Chainish Edict would have some use here, but maybe not. So how much does he interact with the graveyard? Surely he can recur his Flicker. He has 7 cards, I have no cards. No way to gain card advantage here. So I think this first duel is just a matter of wasting his time as much as possible. Which is kind of boring. But he can end that with another Crusher! Yay! We kind of can't afford to lose lands. We can't afford to lose walls. So this Crusher will end the game quickly. This is why I think Chainish Edict will actually work here. Not Guess Verdict, but what do I take out? I want to take out all the walls, but of course I cannot do that. I'm gonna sacrifice 2 walls and keep up the retain the mana to deal with this guy. Now he can just burn me out though. Crypt Incursion doesn't do a whole lot. I feel that Corrupt would be very useful here. There is a familiar sideboard. And how much does he interact with his own graveyard? Revealing Snuff Out. We board out Pestilence against Familiars, so of course I'm gonna use the Familiar sideboard, I think. How many counterspells have we seen? Just the mana leak. And we've seen a lot of cards. Yeah, I'm gonna save the Tendrils once again for Cloud of Fairies. Or he can have a bolt, but he probably can't have 2 bolts. So in response to the second flashback firebolt, or actually now, I will Tendrils the Muldrifter. Of course, if he has a bolt, he will just bolt his own Muldrifter. There is like a very, very minute chance I can mill him out. Duress hits a lot of crappy stuff in his deck. Crypt Ripper. The firebolts are in the graveyard. 3 of them. So keeping Crypt Ripper alive here will be hard. But he will need to use all 3 to deal with it. Or 2 if he blocks with this Oracle. Which he probably will not do. He will. Well, at least the match will take longer. So now I must cast all 3 firebolts on the Crypt Ripper, and he probably wants to cast them on me. It's all 4 firebolts actually. Yeah, he should just target me. Yes, that's all he should do. And then I have to find life gain now. Or does he have 20 mana? He has 13, 7, yeah, he has 20 mana. Firebolt, 4 firebolts in the same turn. Well, Spellbomb deals with that. So for the rest, Raven's Crime, but can I afford to lose lands? Take out Corrupt, Pestilence and Wall of Tanglecords like all my win cons. But I'm gonna do like versus Familiars. But isn't Corrupt really good against him? Keeping Tendrils. Bring in the Duresses to rip apart his Tron engine. To start and all 3 spell bombs. And the Wall of Tanglecord. I think this will take a miracle to win. But I will not give up. I will fight for Pestilence control. So you want to make it to round 4 of the Pauper Gauntlet. This looks amazing. And I will play the Baron more here. You really don't want to do it, but I want to make sure that I get to Read the Bones mana. So I can get something going, but I have diluted the deck quite a bit with losing the Corrupts and the Pestilence. He mulligans to 6. Playing that thing. F6, F8. Tower, but no map. Got a shield sphere. Got a spell bomb. And now it's just reading those bones. I think he has a natural Tron here. In that case, we will see a Muldrift the next turn. And it's going to be horrible. Well, I'm gonna draw cards at least. What do I want here? I want a land. I think I'll take this. So put that on top, put that on top. And it is my third turn, so should not F6 at all, because we might have to use the spell bomb. Here is natural Tron. He has only drawn one extra card. And the Muldrifter that we feared. So do I kill it? I think I'm killing it here. That might be crazy. Should I set up the combo? But I have no life gain here. He will be able to do a billion damage. What if there is a crusher next turn? Then I'm just gone. Well, I did not miss my land drop here, so I don't absolutely have to play read the bones. Okay, I'm taking it out. That's of course horrible card economy. And next turn I will go read the bones. I have 0 removal, right? No removal that hits Crusher, except Snuff Out now. And here is a Crusher. And that is the death of this deck. I really would have liked to bring in Chainless Edict and Guess Verdict just for this situation. Because I am so screwed here. Read the bones. I just have to dig for Snuff Out. That's all I have to do, right? So I put both cards at the bottom. Get the Raven's Crime. Play this land. Dig for Snuff Out. Find a Dark Ritual. Hey, wait a minute. Snuff Out costs 4. So we can transmute for Snuff Out. Whoa! That felt good. Yeah, Raven's Crime seems pretty bad here because I really want my lands. Another Muldrifter. And another Muldrifter. Wow. And a Sphere. Or a Star. Or Ponder. Yeah, Raven's Crime. Not the best. This own Ancestor is sort of like a way to win. But not the fastest one. I'm reading the bones every time I can, and I'm still so much behind him in card draw. There's the land. Don't need Dark Ritual, I will take the ref. And I will rip his hand apart. Firebolt, negate, ponder. And another Muldrifter. Okay, we need to get the negate out of there. And we need to get the ponder out of there. He's still gonna draw a ton of cards. He is just gonna resolve Muldrifter, Seagate Oracle. We boarded out the Pestilences. Meaning that we get to die by Muldrifter. He also has 4 damage from the Firebolt. So it's actually lethal next turn. Yes, he can do 11 damage next turn. And we won't get past with the Seagate Oracle, but he can do 10. So I think we're just crushed here. Better use the Spell Bomb. Trying to look for answers. But we have no way of out-resourcing this guy. Actually, drawing Pestilence here would be fantastic. So that's what we are doing. We are burning the Spell Bomb for Pestilence. Yeah, Pestilence would be devastating for him. Unless he has found another Firebolt. Blue, colorless. What could that be? Just Ponder. I fully expect a Fireball to the face here as well, of course. Yeah, Raven's Crime. Not my favorite card. We find Tendrils. That will keep us alive for another turn. But I am still going to get rid of his graveyard. To get to see another card. Pestilence is now useless. And we better Tendrils now. When playing Steel Wall doesn't do anything, so I guess it's Raven's Crime. I don't have the Corrupt, and the... I do have the Tendrils, I still need the land. Yeah, another 4 damage. And the Seagate Oracle. Of course I should have used the Spell Bomb after the Tendrils, but I still wanted to draw Pestilence, which would not have worked anyway. Though I might have played Pestilence there because it was tapped out. Now he has 6 spells in his hand, of which we know 1 at least, Firebolt. I'm gonna Corrupt Muldrifter. But how am I going to win this match? This is my only Corrupt in the deck. But I need to do it to stay alive. All these walls don't seem very good without Pestilence. Now Seagate Oracle actually gets a hit in. Wow. And a Crusher. And that's, of course, the end for the Forces of Good. Forces of Mono Black Good. Can't really outlast, can I? I'm gonna outlast. Just because. So I can get rid of the Baron more, which I should have tapped first, of course. And I can block with Steel Wall. So one of the Steel Wall. Oh my god! He didn't have Threshold. Spell Bomb worked for me. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the Swamps as long as possible, so I'm getting rid of those two, blocking with the Steel Wall. Now my only good draw is like Snuff Out, and that's not enough anyway. Thunder! Yeah, or Torch. And that means that Pestilence control has been eliminated in the Pauper Gauntlet. And Pestilence has a long history of not getting anywhere in the Pauper Gauntlet. There's been a Pestilence deck in every season. And I probably would not have allowed it if it wasn't for the Rogue Cap. Anyway, shout out to Cardboard Commons for their excellent work with the Rogue Cap. And I'm sorry I didn't get to represent this deck. But other decks are still from the Rogue Cap in turn 4. In round 4 of the Gauntlet. Thank you for watching.